All right, so when last we met, we were using extract by mask to create our raster just of our study area. This time what we're going to do is we're going to switch over to our analysis tab, and we are going to open up Model Builder. And Model Builder is going to allow us to choose some variables and really go through this much more quickly than stepping through geoprocessing over and over. And if you have multiple images and many, many images, this might be the route that you want to take. You can put in iterators, which will allow it to go from one image to the next image inside of a folder. There's lots of options that are here. You don't have to use Model Builder, but we just want to give you just a little touch of it here. All right, so in Model Builder, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to add a variable. In this case, it's going to ask us what type of variable do we want. If we wanted to, we also could just bring something over, like our Highland DTM can be brought in. And what that does is it does the equivalent of a variable, but it knows what it is that we want to do. So our Highland DTM, what we want to do is go into our tools, and we want to extract by mask. And so we can choose that particular tool. It's going to add it to our model. And I'm going to move this up so that it looks a little bit more linear. When this is selected, you're able to move those. I can go in and select one of these, and I can open it and edit the parameters. So this looks a lot like the tool. So in this case, I am going to go in and I'm going to pick up my Highland DTM. And so we're selecting that. And then where it's asking for the feature mask data, we need to make sure that our study area is also something that's been brought into the model. And so in this case, it's asking us, what do we want to use? If it doesn't recognize it, you might have to kind of refresh to make sure you get that. So we've got our study area, and then our output raster. We're going to give that a name. In my case, I tend to name things so that they make a little bit more sense. So this is my DTM and SA. So remembering that that's our study area. And I'm going to say OK to that. Notice that what it does is it takes our study area and creates a study area 2. I can actually, I can go back and make this match to this one, but I'm okay with this. And then I'll just remove this one. It's just saying, hey, there is a second one in here. I can copy this entire piece. I can right click on it and I can copy it. And then I can go through and I can hit paste. And I can do this again where I paste again. So I've done 2 of these, and then I'm going to use my auto layout to kind of give me this piece right here. You don't have to have your connectors all go to different study areas. Remember that when I dropped this one in, it was just study area. I can move these connectors along. In this case, I could move this. It's not wanting to play nice with me right now. You should be able to move it and make it match. At this point, I'm not going to kind of fight it, but you can make it cleaner by having it go through and only go to the study area. And then they all connect at once. In this case, instead of Highland DTM, when I do my extract by mask, I can change that. And let's say that I want that to now be my DSM. So let's look at my variables here, Highland DSM. And then that's going to be study area is going to remain. And then this one, I'm just going to change my output raster to say DSM. And then I'm going to change that. Right. So quick and easy, making this go through. If it adds extra variables, you can always hit that auto layout and see what it's done to kind of add this in. So up here, I have a Highland DTM that's a little bit extra, so I'm going to take that out. And so I have my DSM, I have my DSM, I have my DTM. So this one's going to be my land cover. So I can do one of 2 things. I can open this one and change it to be my land cover. And then when I do my extract by mask, I can make this output be LC of the study area, right? And like I said, I don't have to have these study areas go 1, 2, 3, 4. It just kind of makes copies of them, but that's totally fine. You can validate your model to make sure that it's going to run. And so if you click that, if the validation does not work, trust me, you will get some information from it. There's other things that you can do, these links that are here, so you can use as connectors. That's, like I said, if you wanted to move parts and pieces of this out. I also am able, if I'm on the model, I can pick one of these and then it also may go around and about. So I'm going to switch this back over into my auto layout. Notice that it also in my toolbox over here has created this particular model. If I wanted to, I can single click on my model, and there are ways that you can rename it. There are ways that you can edit it as well. Because my model's over here, I can actually, I can open it. I can open the tool that it has created. I also can click this to start editing again. So in here, I'm going to hit run. And what it's going to do is it's going to process through that model very, very quickly. And it's going to extract by mask 1. It's going to extract by mask 2. It's going to extract by mask 3. Now, this may have seemed a little bit longer because I was explaining it. But the beautiful thing about this model is that anytime I needed to run this particular process, what I'm able to do is come here and then I can edit and I can add new data in. And so now, if I go to my geodatabase, you'll see that I have my DEM, my DSM, and my DTM. And we've already got the DEM in, so let's select these. I'm holding my control key down to get this. And then I'm going to come over here to my map and I'm going to add these in. Just drag and drop. And I'm going to remove the larger ones. It may ask you if you want to build pyramids. I'm going to say yes. This allows it to draw more quickly when I'm using that particular data. So it's added all that data in. Now I can take my large land cover and remove it from my project, remembering it's still in my geodatabase. I can take my digital surface model and I can remove it as well. And then I'm able to also take out my digital terrain model and remove it. So now all I have are the ones that are within my study area. The study area itself, I may want to change its symbology. And so I'm going to turn this to dashed black, but I'm actually not going to keep it black. I'm going to come over here to the properties and I'm going to give it a color of white so that it may give us an outline of our study area. Oops. I forgot that I need to apply it. And you'll notice that it'll kind of blend in over here, but when we turn it on, you're able to see that it's kind of outlining there. If we wanted to, we can also turn off our streaming services, and that can also accelerate out some of our processing because it's not coming in from the internet. You can always remove these as well. Maybe we would want to download an Albemarle County or the roads and things like that that we want to add into the data set. Right, so that is how to use Model Builder to iterate through a process pretty quickly. And you actually can build an entire project through Model Builder, run it, and then have all the outputs add to the map. You actually don't have to open the map to have Model Builder run, which is kind of an interesting concept. All right, next up, instead of the extract by mask, what we're going to do is we're going to use the con tool. So that's going to be our next video.